Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Chia here, back with a new part of What If Naruto Went Back in Time, but with a twist. This is a part 2 of the one shot, and before continuing this, I would like to make one thing clear, and that is, yesterday when I uploaded the first part of this one shot, you guys were commenting down if I'm abandoning the series of What If Naruto Was in a Political Marriage. The answer to that question is no, I'm not. I'm just taking a 1 to 2 days break, and I'm done taking a break. I will upload the next part of the series tomorrow, and until then, I hope you can wait. Honestly, I uploaded like what 18 parts of that series, and I wanted to try something new. So that's the reason. And if you haven't, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. And without further ado, let's continue our story. Chapter 3. Two silhouettes are seen in the near pitch black hallway of the large estate near midnight. Their world is silent around them. One of the figures being large whilst the other being small, each carrying a box in their hand. The two figures tiptoe their way through the long and dark hallway. They were the definitions of ninja, silent and in the shadows. Slowly and carefully they march onwards, heading towards what seems to be a table. Flip, the sound of the light turning on. They freeze, looking like a deer caught in headlights as the ceiling lights are turned on. They turn towards the figure that was staring right back at them. It is as they feared. The epitome of evil were staring right back at them. They screamed. As Mikoto's perspective, Mikoto stares at the father and son duo with a deadpan expression. Did they really think they could really sneak out by Dango and return without her noticing? Ah! They screamed simultaneously. Mikoto continued to stare in the same deadpan expression. What are you doing? It was Chi-chan's idea. He made me do it. He said I would be his favorite parent if I snuck out to buy dango with him. Please forgive me, Hime-sama, for I have sinned. Mikoto sighed. Why did her husband have to be so childish? She turned to Itachi. Is it true, Itachi-chan? Itachi sticks his lip out into a pout with his eyes watering. Father made me do it. He made me come with him. I wanted to go to bed like a good boy. Mother is my favorite parent always. I love mother the most. That little rascal. Since when did Itachi pull the shit like this in the old timeline? Thought Naruto. At the same time, Mikoto squealed, ran up to Itachi and squeezed him as tight as she could. Oh my cute little baby boy. Mother loves you the most as well, Naruto. How dare you? You're sleeping on the couch today. How dare you accuse my little boy of something like that? She picks up Itachi and carries him upstairs. Itachi looking over the shoulder of his mother and sticks his tongue out at his father. While at the meantime, Naruto thought, that little snake. He shakes his fist out in front of him in a threatening manner. Oh, he'll get him next time, that's for sure. But he does have to applaud him for the act that he put on right now. Truly an award-winning performance. Link break. Bright violet eyes stare. Dark onyx eyes stare right back at her. What are you doing? Kushina asked the man, looking through her kitchen as if he owns the place. Mikoto-chan kicked me out of the house, so I need somewhere to crash. And so I came here. And then I got really hungry, so I'm looking for food now, he says as if it was the most obvious thing. Kushina shrugs. Oh, okay. Hey, wanna bake a cake or something? Link break at Uchiha compound, main family's house. So how does it taste? Expecting eyes holding childlike excitement stared the boxman figure in front of him. Mikoto smiles brightly. It tastes awful, but it is so sweet how you went through the effort of making a cake for me. To apologize, she leans forward and gives him a kiss. But apology is still not accepted. I need you to take me out on a date and refer to me as Hime-sama from now on, she exclaims in a mock haughty tone. But of course, Hime-sama. Naruto salutes. Shall I bring about my loyal steed to pick you up, Her Highness, tomorrow evening? That would be lovely, my handsome knight. Link break. I'm telling you, Chi-chan, Ichiraku ramen is far greater than any poke or dango you can buy, Naruto exclaims as he carries Itachi atop of his shoulders while Kurama lies on Itachi's head. The trio are walking through the village heading towards Naruto's favorite landmark of Konoha. Well, what Naruto considers a landmark. Listen to the idiot. Even if I have to agree that the monkeys that run that stand are great at what they do. You have ramen before, Kurama-san? Itachi asked. I still am unable to believe that a food greater than poke or dango exists. The trio are an outside. It's not every day you see an Uchiha as bright as Naruto, nor do you see a talking fox, but a talking fox is far more likely than an upbeat Uchiha. They were about to enter the stand when they heard a voice. Hello Itachi-kun, hello Naruto-sama. They turned around to face the person and see that it's a small girl around Itachi's age with long brown hair reaching her waist and black pupilless eyes. She has a pale face and is wearing a purple dress. Ah, you must be Izumi, Itachi's lady friend, Naruto says with a smirk as he takes Itachi and Kurama off his shoulders. He tells me a lot about you, you know? He says how you're pretty and all. Naruto was internally cackling. This was revenge against the little scoundrel for the stunt he pulled the other day. Itachi and Izumi were both blushing up a storm, but for different reasons. Itachi from embarrassment, Izumi from the fact that her crush called her pretty. As Izumi turned away to hide her blush, Naruto stuck his tongue out at his son, mirroring it the way Itachi originally did it when they were caught by Mikoto. Link break. Mikoto honestly does not understand the way her husband's brain functions. When her husband told her he would pick her up with a loyal steed, she did not think it literally. Apparently he really did fucking mean it, because as of right now, she is staring at her husband sitting on a horse drawing a chariot that one would only see carrying daimyos and other rich political figures that her dear husband created with his creation of all things technique. Not that she knew that, of course. He really is one of a kind, and she wouldn't trade him for the world. Naruto hops off the horse and bows. Greeting, Hime-sama. I hope everything is to your liking. Mikoto smiles widely and was about to answer when she paused, looking down then frowned. She starts twirling her hair nervously and turned around, trying to hide herself. Naruto was wondering why she randomly started to act so different. Did he do something wrong? Do I look fat? Naruto's sweat dropped. Is that really what she worried about when she's pregnant? He doesn't know what to say to a hormonal pregnant woman. Sakura-chan once told him that woman loves honest men. You look beautiful, Mikoto-chan. I must have been one lucky bastard to have been able to marry you. I don't think I'll ever find someone as kind and beautiful and smart as you. It also helps that you have a really cute butt. Naruto sees Mikoto's face turning red after his proclamation. Is she alright? Is she getting sick? As he was about to question her, she grabbed his wrist and pulled him into the house and went up the stairs. Hey, wait, where are you going? We're gonna miss that reservation. Do you know how long it took me to get the reservation, woman? I had to promise the lady shirtless Minato's pictures. Oh man, where am I gonna get those? Naruto starts rambling until he is shut up by a searing kiss from Mikoto. Naruto froze, but before he returned the kiss with an equal passion. After a minute, she finally moved away for lack of oxygen. She paused as she leaned in and whispered seductively into his ear, "Are heading to the bedroom." Mikoto starts her march towards their bedroom, still holding on tightly to his wrist. Link break. And so that's why I need you to give me half-naked pictures of yours, Naruto stated with his arm crossed around his waist and with a large grin on his face. No. Thanks, I'll be taking the... Wait, why not? I need them, please. Women are vicious if they don't get them. If you don't give them what they want. Naruto gets on his hands and knees and begs. Minato sighs. Fine, ask Kushina, and if she says yes, then and only then will I give them to you. Naruto immediately jumps up and hugs Minato. Thank you so much, Mina-chan. He runs off into Minato's house to find Kushina. Link break. Minato looked absolutely flabbergasted. You actually agreed to this? Kushina smiled deviously. Of course I did. Hurry up and strip for me, Minato. I want to see some skin, Tabane. Minato's sweat drops. Alright, of course, she would agree. His wife was a pervert. Link break. Naruto was heading back home from a solo B rank mission, which really only should have been a C rank mission considering he only came across bandits. He was given explicit instructions to go around Kirigakure considering they're currently in a civil war, but that would take so long and he can't wait to get back to his wife and little Chi-chan. By Chi-chan I mean Itachi, if you haven't guessed yet. He would have gone through without any trouble until he heard an explosion in the distance and cursed his hero complex because he just couldn't in good consciousness ignore it. Link break. Mei Trumi was having an absolute terrible day. At the age of 15, she was expected to help lead the rebel of Kirigakure. She's only 15, damn it. They expect too much from her. Now here she is, preparing herself right outside one of their bases as they see an army of around 1,000 Kirinin coming to attack their measly 100 rebels. May knew this would be it. There was absolutely no way they would survive this. But damn it, she would go down fighting, or she wasn't a Terumi. She was about to order everyone to charge when a man jumped in front of her. Don't worry, little miss. Uchiha Naruto has got this, Tebayo. Then right in front of her eyes, he transformed. It was powerful, it was bright, it was beautiful. A large orange fox with 9 tails wearing scaly purple armor all around its body appeared right in front of her. At the head of the beast there was 2 horns sticking out, and in between the 2 horns she could make out the man, Uchiha Naruto, glowing an orangish yellow color with his long spiky hair swaying behind him. She can see black lines patterning across his body, looking like the reverse Shodai Hokage's Sage mode. What later occurred would be memorized forever in Kirigakure's history, throughout the stories that would later be told by the 100 rebels witnessing the event that unfolded in front of them. After the beatdown, the massacre, the beast slowly disappeared, leaving the man back in his regular form, not even breaking a sweat. He approached the slack-jawed rebels. Is everything alright? Sorry, but I can't stick around. I gotta get back to Konoha. See ya, little miss. He disappeared in black flash. That was the day Mei Trumi had her very first crush. Link break. It was nice to finally let loose a little bit, right, Kurama? Naruto internally asked his furry friend. That is not letting loose. Those flashbacks didn't even so much as lay a scratch on us, Kurama snorted. Yes, I guess you're right. Soon we will have to face Akatsuki again. You think I should? Naruto abruptly stops as he sees a sight that breaks his heart. A little girl near his little Chi-chan's age, huddling up on the side of a bridge in ragged clothes with a hole in them, barely covering her body. He approaches the little girl and gets a better look at her. She has black hair reaching down to her shoulders with brown eyes. She has somewhat of a pale complexion. Naruto squatted down to get within her equal eyesight of the girl's level, but the girl looks frightened and tucks her knees beneath her chin. Hey little lady, can I get your name? Haku. The girl shakily whispers out. Naruto pauses. Where has he heard that name before? Oh well. What are you doing out here on your lonesome? I don't have nowhere to go, mister. Oh shit, he remembers now. How could he forget? This was the Haku from the Vape Vision. Wasn't Haku a guy though? That liar. Naruto thought. Naruto just could not allow Haku to befall the same fate as in his time. So he did what any sensible person would do in the situation. Link break. Back at Uchiha's compound in Konohagakure, Mikoto stared at her husband, then at the little girl by his side. Please go, Chan. I couldn't leave her by herself. She looked so scared and helpless. Can we please keep her? Please? Naruto begs. Mikoto would have to be a heartless soul to turn down a cute little girl like that. Alright, relax. And stop acting like as if she's some pet, she yells. Yes! You hear that, Haku-chan? You can stay. Naruto carries Haku by her shoulders and twirls her around. Little Haku lets out a giggle from being spun around so fast. Mikoto sighs. Her husband is the only one that would randomly adopt a child from the streets just because he felt bad. But she wouldn't have him any other way. Hey, Jijan, guess what? You have a new little sister. Chapter 4. Would you care to tell me why I'm receiving reports from Kirigakure about a man named Uchiha Naruto who hails from Konoha, helped the rebel massacre thousand Kiri pursuits using a beast with 9 tails clad in armor? In a week this would all be over and Minato would take over the job, but for now Hiruzen has to deal with the constant source of headache that is Uchiha Naruto ever since losing his memories. Well, shit. What does he say to this? He can't just say that he's time traveling Jinchuriki who is fully in sync with his Biju, and the two of them were getting increasingly bored and want a release. They also wanted to test out his cool new pink eyes. I was too lazy to take the long way around, damn it. It was much too troublesome, and little Haku was just too adorable to leave on the streets. He was inside. Since when were Uchiha this eccentric? That still doesn't explain your involvement in civil war. So you see, I heard an explosion, so I went to check it out. It was 100 on 1000 old man. I would hardly call it a fair fight, so I decided to help. And lucky for me, since I found Haku-chan afterwards. And guess what? No, not going to guess. Oh well, she's a Hyotan user. By Hyotan I guess it means ice release. The Sandaim rubbed his temples. You're lucky everything worked out, and the Kyuubi rebels thought we sent you to help them. They agreed to make an alliance once the war is over, but the next time you fail to listen to my orders and you will be suspended. Yeah, fair enough. The Sandaime sighs again for what seemed like at least the 10th time today. So where is this Hyotan user you speak of? She's at my house, of course, Naruto said as it was so obvious. You do know that you're supposed to come straight to the Hokage tower after a mission unless injured, right? Yes. Yet you still choose not to do so. Yes. Why? Hiruzen couldn't help but ask. No offense, old man, but my wife scares me more than you, and she would kill me if I did not introduce Haku to her first. Hiruzen sighs. Yes, fair enough. Link break. It's been 2 months since the whole debacle, and Haku had taken her transition into her new family quite well. Itachi loves the fact that he is now an older brother. Unfortunately, much to his and Naruto's dismay, Shisui has taken a shining to Naruto. Haku and Shisui has become best friends in the short time they've known each other. Here we see Itachi, Naruto and Kurama spying on Haku and Shisui in a bush, while Mikoto is standing behind them looking exasperated. My little girl, my little angel, at 4 years old, is already talking to boys. Naruto said the last word quote-unquote boys with so much venom as he could muster, while Itachi crouched beside him nodding his head in agreement, looking at Shisui with distaste. Even Kurama agreed with this statement. She was his favorite in the family, supposedly because she is the only known Uchiha, but everyone knows it's because she gives good belly rubs to Kurama, that is. The trio stayed there for a few minutes, staring at the 6-year-old Shisui menacingly before Mikoto finally had enough and somehow managed to grab all three by the ears and drag them back to the house. Mikoto huffed. The three were acting as if the world was ending. Honestly, it really isn't that serious. But if she caught her baby boy Itachi walking around with some bitch, she'll have another thing coming. Link break. Shut up, you stupid arrow tomato. What did you call me, Teme? You heard me loud and clear. You wanna take this outside, Tabane? That's fine by me. I'll beat you in one move, Tabayo. As if you damn Uchiha. Naruto, Mikoto, Kushina and Minato had all decided to meet up at Ichiraku Ramen, where Naruto and Kushina challenged each other to a ramen eating contest. It was a tie, but two boisterous and eccentric people such as themselves would not take such a result, which resulted in the current situation. Mikoto and Minato watch as they stomp out of the ramen stand. You know, Minato, don't you kind of feel like they were made for each other? Minato sighed. Someday I wonder if those two will one day just leave us and end up together. Mikoto's sweat dropped. It honestly is a likely event. So let's make a deal then. Minato perks up. I'm listening. If those two end up coming together, we'll have each other. Minato chuckled. Deal. Now let's go see how this ends up. They both stood up from their seats, Mikoto with a little help from Minato, and walked outside to see Kushina and Minato staring each other down. Just just watch this, Erotomato. I'll beat you in one move. Kushina smirked. As if a loser like you could beat me. You asked for it. What's sexy jutsu? A cloud of smoke appeared, and when it was blown away, it revealed to be a naked Minato posing sensually with just a cloud covering his manhood. I want you, Kushina-chan. The fake Minato whispered huskily. A huge nosebleed caused Kushina to fly away and hit a wall, knocking her unconscious. Naruto reverted back to normal and coughed while Minato and Mikoto both sweat dropped. They weren't surprised as they both knew how big of a pervert Kushina was. Link break. It is a known fact that women tend to get odd cravings when pregnant. Naruto wondered if the cravings that pregnant women get results in the food that the child grew up to like. Because currently Mikoto demanded, Naruto, get me a tomato cake, pretty please. Sasuke really loved tomatoes in his timeline. Nah, that can't be right because Sasuke also hated sweets. Which now brings him to his current predicament. Where the fuck is he supposed to buy a tomato cake? In all honesty, he could just go to a bakery and ask them to make one, but he couldn't dare to see all the judgmental looks that would be upon him. He wouldn't even blame them. He would have He would have done it as well if he were to be in their shoes. He will damn well find a way to get this cake because one time she asked for pickle flavored ice cream and he couldn't find it anywhere. Well, let's just say that he will never speak of that day again, ever. In the end, he decides he just buy a cake from the bakery, cut tomatoes and put them on the top of the cake. It should still count, right? Link break. It doesn't count. Naruto has now learned to never half-ass any task he is given from his wife. Link break yet again. The whole family, Kurama included, was heading towards Yakiniku-Q to meet up with Kushina and Minato after they announced that Kushina is 1 month pregnant. Shisui, much to Naruto's displeasure, was coming as well since he is Kushina's apprentice. The boy is a genius at just 6 years old. After all, Itachi thinks of Shisui as his best friend, as long as he isn't anywhere near his new little sister. Kurama didn't mind as long as he got to lay on Haku's lap. Not paying attention to the road as he was too busy glaring daggers at the side of Shisui's hut, he didn't even realize they made it to their destination until he heard a screeching voice. You! How dare you show your face after that cheap shot last time? Naruto turned his head to stare at the accuser and sees bright red hair. That was not a cheap shot. It's called being smart, he stated smugly. It's not my fault that you're such a big pervert, Tomato. Said Tomato face turned bright red. Shut up! You're lucky I'm pregnant or I would have beaten you up right now. Plus, I've now grown immune to that jutsu, so it won't work anytime now. Naruto raised an eyebrow. How so? A bit of blood ran down Kushina's nose. Me and Minato went through rounds and rounds of sad. Minato immediately clamped his wife's mouth shut with his hands and chuckled nervously. So, let's head in, shall we? He said nervously. Link break. So before I dismiss everyone, would anyone else like to say anything? Minato asked the clan heads during their monthly meeting. Naruto? No answer. Naruto! Naruto jerks awake with a snort. Huh? Minato sighs. He was so much easier to deal with back when he had that stick up his ass. Is there anything you would like to add before I dismiss everyone? Naruto perks up from his seat. Actually, yes, there is. The Konoha military police force requires more members from multiple clans, not just the Uchiha clan, to protect the village further. If my fellow clan heads would be so kind, I would like some members of Inuzuka clan and their Nankin with their tracking ability, next the Yuga with their dojutsu giving them nearly 360 field of vision and the ability to look through enclosed areas. Finally the Aburame with their Kikachu being able to absorb chakra as well as their tracking abilities, including these clans into the police force would further help to keep Konoha safe. Let it be known that Naruto knew how to speak respectfully. He just chose not to because it is much more troublesome. All the clan heads gaped at Naruto. It was completely surprise to them seeing the Uchiha clan head asking for people from other clans to join his esteemed police force, which promptly gave him a whole other level of arrogance. To see him ask for help and praise other clans at the same time seemed simply impossible until now. The only person not to look surprised was Minato, considering that he recently became good friends with the Madara lookalike. Naruto saw all their faces and tilted his head in confusion, not understanding why they were reacting so distractedly. Is everyone alright? Did I say something wrong? Should I not ask for help? Yuga Hiyashi was first to break out from stupor. No, that's fine. The Hyuga are willing to provide a few of our clansmen. A heavy pregnant Inuzuka, Tizumi and Aburame Shibi also replied with the same answer. With that, Minato decided to end the meeting then and there. If that is all, the meeting is finished, everyone is dismissed. Link break. Naruto is walking towards the academy to pick his son up. When he sees Itachi by the entrance talking to his teacher, Naruto smirks, thinking that his son had finally gotten stopped being such a boring square and broke the rules for once. Walking towards them, he greets his son. Hey Chi-chan, did you finally get into trouble? I'm so proud of you. Let's go buy some dango on the way. Itachi lips slightly twitched upwards and inwardly salivated at the thought of dango, but instantly cooled his expression and was about to speak up when his teacher spoke instead. No, it's nothing like that, and please don't encourage that type of behavior, Uchiha-sama. What I want to talk to you about is Itachi's progress in academy. The Chunin started bringing a smile to his face. Itachi is a never before seen genius. He is one of a kind student that is firmly believed is ready to be a genin. With your permission, he would be able to graduate this year, and with the others too. Absolutely not. Naruto spoke, firmly cutting him off. Itachi's eyes widened while the Chunin flustered. But Uchiha-sama, there is nothing else for Itachi to learn in the academy. Naruto cuts him off again. He is a 5-year-old child. You would have him lose his childhood and start killing for the village at this age? The academy teacher spurted out. A shinobi isn't only about killing. Naruto grew angry. I damn well know what a shinobi does. I am one myself, damn it. We are not at war, so what is the need for him to graduate so early? He is a child that should be out here playing in the park with his friends, not being sent out on missions for the good of the village. It was then Itachi intervened with a tug on Naruto's pants. Father, I would like to become a ninja now. Naruto calmed himself down and sighed. I know, Itachi, but what about your friends? When you're put on a team or a genin squad, they'll be your teammates for life. With you being as young as you are, your teammates may not like you as much. I don't really have any friends, except for Shisui. Naruto smirked. Then what about Izumi? She is in your class. Itachi's cheeks flushed the tiniest bit of rose. Ah, she made me homemade dangos and it was very good. He smiled softly. Then how about you graduate at the same time as Izumi? She's a bit of prodigy herself, right? She'll graduate in a couple of years, which will still be early for you, and then you two can be on the same team. I'll make sure of that. Itachi thought for a bit about it. He really wanted to be a ninja now, but his father didn't want him to kill so early in his life. The thought of actually killing someone scared him. So in the end, he decided to agree with his father. That seemed acceptable. he answered. Naruto and Itachi started walking away from the academy and back to the Uchiha clan compound, completely forgetting about the academy instructor who released a breath he was unconsciously holding on. Those Uchiha could be damn scary when they needed to. As they were walking home, Naruto looked at Itachi with a mock-hurt expression. Itachi, how could you not tell your father about a cute little girl giving you dango? Have you ever given her anything in return? Itachi shook his head in negative. I see, I'm terribly disappointed. This simply won't do. We must make something to give in return so you can woo the fair maiden. Itachi blushed crimson but nodded his head anyways. It was the right thing to do to return the favor after all. Link break. Some people had told Naruto he has the devil's luck. Naruto didn't like to think so. Sure, he never lost a round of poker and has won money on every lottery ticket he bought, but his mission luck was absolutely terrible. His very first C rank mission turned into an A rank. After going toe to toe with Momochi Zabuza, then another mere C rank escort for one Princess Gale had him ending up saving a whole land from a corrupt leader. There was also that whole shindig with the priestess from the demon country who wanted to have children with him. Literally, just recently he accidentally ended up in one of 1,000 Kiri pursuits. So all in all, terrible luck. Which was why he was caught by a surprise when one day, while he was home alone where Itachi was at the academy as his wife and Haku went shopping with Kurama, he sees a young man right in front of him donning the Akatsuki uniform with an orange spiral mask. How is it that the mighty Uchiha clan is pushed to the outskirts of the village when they are the one of the two founding clans? Don't you feel betrayed? Holy shit, Obito? As this is where I'm going to leave this part off, guys, and the final part of this one shot will be tomorrow with a part of what if Naruto was in a political marriage as well. And that's pretty much it. This is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing out. Peace.